What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining finally. Thank you for subscribing finally, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Goods, BigZoeTV. No. It's your boy Goods. XY, Big Z. We back in the building, man. Listen, man. We're going to talk about this real quick. I ain't going to do too much edits because I want to get this video out to y'all. I posted a video earlier. The video earlier was me reacting to Akademiks showing up to a Kendrick concert. Now, at the time, what I didn't know is that Akademiks actually got pressed. Akademiks has been fairly engaged in this ongoing battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I won't even say ongoing because it's pretty much over right now. Akademiks has been invested in such a way where people can look at this and they can definitely make the assumption that Akademiks is getting something out of this, which is why he is so invested and he fights so hard for Drake.
He didn't see it.
But upon further investigation, we just realized that he just loved Drake.
That's mine.
Why are you gay?
And that's just literally the basis of it. There's nothing more to that because there's no way you defend this man as much as you do. Now, you know what we do here on this channel. We here to fight narratives, man. So whatever the narrative here is, we gonna sit here and we gonna fight it and we gonna debunk whatever the bullshit is. And we gonna keep it moving like that. So let's watch this video where DJ Akademiks talks about what happened between him, Dave Free, and Ant. They did confront him in his suite. And Akademiks gives his firsthand account of it. Now we're gonna take this with a grain of salt because this could all be a lie.
Oh my God.
I don't doubt that they confronted him, but I will say we can't just take his word for it and believe his story 100% that that's how it happened. So let's get to this and let's see what he got to say.
Anthony Saleh, which I think is a manager. I think he's a manager. Me and him, we actually chopped it up. You know, we actually sat down, we were talking until Euphoria came out. Euphoria, I was like, hold on, brother, I gotta listen to Euphoria. And then Dave Free popped up. And me and Dave Free, you know, that was the first conversation since pretty much 2022, I think. And, you know, at the end of the day, positive vibes. Clearly, you know, they have a POV. I got a different POV. Most of all, I think the conversation was, they were trying to see, like, yo, are we into it or we? And I'm like, nigga, at the end of the day, I'm doing my job here. You get what I'm saying?
This is the part that makes me, like, get upset, man. Like, I don't like the whole I'm just doing my job here bullshit. Ain't no I'm just doing my job after the shit that you talk, bro. Y'all notice how the energy just shifts and everything is different? Like, this is the same guy who sat in that seat and defended Drake up until this day. Oh! Now that you getting checked and you got actual real people in front of you, rather than online, now it's I'm just doing my job.
Oh my God.
And what job is that? What job is that? Really, what job is that? To defend Drake? Come on, man. Come on. We saw in this battle that, you know, personal lives were thrown in, families were thrown in, and this was a war between these two lyrically, right? And personal things were thrown in there. Akademiks has constantly thrown himself in the mix to show that he's loyal to one side. And listen, that's cool. But for Akademiks to do that and to do it the way that he did, which is gaslight situations and instigate certain things, I don't know if I see that as you doing your job. Let's remember that Akademiks is the same guy that was on stream calling Top 5 trying to gas this man up about doing something at the Toronto show.
He's rapping in like not like us in this. Like he keeps saying like Canadians. Like he's kind of like dissing y'all still. Like oh they just connect. Yo, you think he gonna come to he gonna go to Toronto?
Like that's what this man does. He instigates and he gasses up. Let's not forget what Nipsey said.
You gotta just let clowns be clowns, man. We used to fuck niggas up for trying to film fights.
Right.
Yeah. In the hood.
Yeah.
Nigga, you fight. Niggas like him get weeded out quick. He let himself destruct because he's on the path.
And look at what this man does to manipulate the situations. And this is his tactic. This is what he does. But we'll get to that in a second.
My opinion is gonna lean a certain way because y'all know what type of music I like. But you know, one thing I did agree with them with, you know, some of this shit should de-escalate. And, you know, whether it's fan influenced or whoever else has connected to it, if it's possible, especially when it brings in third parties and family or shit like that, that shit, there's no place for that. I think there were respectful conversations. I think they understand my POV. Yeah, brother, at the end of the day, Drake my favorite artist. Like, my nigga, like, what do you do? I don't care if I show up here today or tomorrow, the next day. Cool. Now, I understand their POV too. Bro, that, you know, cool. You could kind of fall over that type of side when it comes to your music opinions. But, man, that battle been over, man. We not trying to keep digging holes where now people are.
This is funny to see in real time. Y'all see how the things change once you get confronted? This how I know Act don't really like understand how real life work. Now the battle been over and we shouldn't be, you know, shouldn't be digging more into it. The battle's over. Act has been talking about this battle ever since Drake lost. You just went to a show to call everybody K-bots. But you're gonna sit here and talk about how the battle been over? Bro, like, what are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? With the weird energy you got for SZA.
I'm gonna tell y'all where the BBL really hitting from. I know this song, Travis Bermuda. This one, she sound like a dying goat.
For whatever reason, for no reason at all, just because of affiliation. Like, what are we talking about, man? This is the same guy who sits on his stream and tries to find anything negative to say about Kendrick, but the battle been over. All right, bro. All right.
It's the first time I talked to Dave Free in a while. I'm gonna pray for, you know, I did say this to Anthony Saleh. I said, the reality of what's happening now, one thing I can say, okay? Both of them agreed and said, we understand that this musical feud is divisive. It has been good for music, and, you know, we did our thing and we're happy about it. But it is at the point where it's gotten personal, and the parts we don't like about it is when ancillary people get consistently thrown in the mix. Their lives are trying to get, people are picking apart, people are digging into this, that, and the third about this, that, and the third. And what I told both of those men are, they even said, yo, Act, like, you know, like some of your platforms echo some of this stuff. And I said to them, I said, brother, you're acting like this is on one side. This is happening on both sides.
Here come that both sides shit. This sound like some Trump shit, bro. Yo, very good people on both sides. Shut that shit up, man. Now all of a sudden you respectful and shit. Now it's brother. Not a brother word is just all outside of the play. Brother. Being a fan of an artist does not give you an excuse to instigate situations. It does not give you an excuse to disrespect people. It's not an excuse for any of that shit. And with somebody with your influence and your reach, there's an extra layer of responsibility there. Like, forget all the other shit. There's an extra layer of responsibility there. And the way that you approach these things and try to minus yourself out of the situation when shit gets sticky is crazy. I mean, let's look at all these situations. Whenever shit gets sticky, Akademiks runs away and exits himself from the conversation. Warren Chirac, Akademiks sat there the whole time, instigated that shit. And then when shit started to go bad, he backed out. This is what Akademiks does. Instigate shit and then exit. And then goes, well, I wasn't trying to do that. I didn't play no part in that. It's that card that people play, you know? It's like almost even if we go back to this Absol thing, right? The card that he plays is, I'm gonna talk hard online, but then when it get close to something actually happening, I'm gonna tell everybody I'm a bitch. Oh, I'm a bitch. I ain't about that. Nah, listen, I'm just a media guy. I'm just doing my job. That's the defense mechanism right there. And this is what you see happening in real time. As he's getting checked at this show, he's setting the foundation so that they know I'm not about that. I'm not on none of that shit. Oh, me? No, I'm not on none of that shit. Let's continue.
So if you feel like this thing has gotten too personal and you don't like when this happens and this happens, you have to realize there's fans, blogs, or whoever doing that to the other side. And I
Bro, you the fan. Now it's fans and bloggers' fault. Yo, the way this man shifts responsibilities, this shit is wild.
I told Anthony, I said, brother, at some point, y'all don't gotta be friends, but y'all need to come together to kind of calm the fans down, because right now they think they're beefing like Bloods and Crips. This
is very rich coming from the guy who is gassing up his audience to do this. Like, nigga, you are literally out here gassing up your audience to be like this. Come on, man. Like, this ain't rocket science, man. But I see the game he playing.
You're saying you don't like when wives are put up on screen? You don't like when wives are being discussed? You don't like when daughters, sons... I don't think Drake likes when his son gets mentioned. Or his baby mama, or his sexual history, or his lack thereof, or making assumptions about what he may have. This is happening on both sides. So, you know, when I hear them put that frustration out to me, I agree. But it's a mutual in a both ways thing that I don't think, even if they're like, all right, Act, could you not amplify certain things? Well, there's other things being amplified.
Your answer to can you not amplify certain things is, well, there's other people doing it. Like, bro. Listen, man. I just don't get it sometimes, man. Niggas just don't get. This man just weasels his way out of fucking everything, bro. Like, weasels and bitch makes his way out of every fucking thing, bro. Golly, man.
We're usually trying to just be a neutral arbiter.
Stop the cap.
We may lean a certain type of way because, yeah, fuck with Drake. He's our favorite rapper. You know what I mean?
Why are you gay?
Nigga, you gay. This battle is gotten to the point, it's over, and niggas is still taking it so personally and so far. He said, Act, why you put that boy on your stream? He got me in Drake's case. And I said, dog, you know I've put people on stream that accuse Drake of whatever. You see, that's the thing that, you know, I stand full steadfast on that. I put somebody on my stream named Julian. He said Drake scammed him of millions of dollars. Then you had the K-bots who said Drake killed him. That didn't help Drake. But what am I? I'm a media outlet.
Bro, come on, man. Like, listen, I'm reacting to this, but I know y'all hearing this shit, man. I know I'm not the only one that can see right through this bullshit, bro. I know I'm not the only one, dog. Like, this whole I'm a media outlet, you bringing in this Julian in to defend this, bro? You talking about bringing people on your platform? Like, you literally brought the guy on your platform to sell this bot narrative. And then you didn't let it go. Even after you realized that it wasn't true. You still ain't let it go. You literally came to this show saying K-bot. How, bro? Like, but then now you copping please. As soon as people in front of your face, now you shaking in your boots. Like, bro, now it's brother this, brother that. No, talk that same shit you was talking when you was sitting in that chair in front of the microphone. Do it again.
And this is the last time I said, I'm probably gonna get off. Dave Free had a moment he asked me, he said, Act. He said, what are you getting from this? He says,
we want to know too, bro. We want to know too, man. Whatever it is you getting from this, I don't know, bro. You love that shit.
It's like a bundle package.
Oh! Yeah, you getting something out of this because ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way you went this hard for this long, bro. Ack is playing the game here, right? You saw what he did during this whole thing. He shifted the blame. He basically put it out there that he not about that shit. He's saying, you know, he's trying to give this sense that he's neutral. And now he's gonna try to give off this sense of feeling insulted. Listen to what he has to say here.
Is he paying you? And that was the most insulting thing and I had conversations with these men for a while. But the very idea that I was like a purchasable commodity was so disgusting. I reminded him, I said, you know, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've been doing this for over 15 years. How did you think I became me? I said, you knew about me before this shit. How did you think I became... Did you think I was a cheap hoe that just could be bought?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Damn it. YES. Yes, man.
What the hell?
Yo, don't be asking those dumbass questions. Yes. Come on, man. Like, for you to feel offended by that is besides the point. Instead of being offended that they asked you, why would they ask you some shit like that? Because we all know it's not the first time that somebody has looked at you and maybe, you know, asked or implied that. We do it all the time. We've been sitting here for the longest trying to figure out, what are you getting out of this? That's why he asked you that shit. Because people can't comprehend why you go so hard for Drake. So everything that you said before this kind of is just, it's negated. It's null and void. Because everybody continues to go back to how hard you're going about this. Like for you to be like, I'm media and he's my favorite artist, it still doesn't match up the energy that you giving. Like, you gotta be doing this for something. And it may not be that, you know, Drake is giving you something directly, but you getting something out of this. Whether it's the fact that Drake gets to acknowledge you and it makes you feel gushy and good inside.
Hey, yo, what the?
First thing the boy says to me, he says, "Nigga, who's your goat? Who's your goat?"
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Maybe it makes you feel good.
Oh my God.
Maybe you like when Drake looks at you as his ally. Maybe you like when you defend Drake and Drake gives you positive feedback. Maybe it makes you feel good when you defend your man.
That's mine.
So I wouldn't look at this and be like, oh man, how could you assume that I'm getting any type of money for this? It ain't gotta be money, dog. It ain't gotta be money. It could be the simple fact that this makes you feel connected and closer to Drake.
Oh my God.
All right? So all this gaslighting you doing, all this spinning you doing to try to make this look a different way, you may have weaseled yourself out of that situation on that night. But we see right through you, dog.
That was the most insulting thing I could have heard because
Is it?
his idea was, well, if you're not getting paid by this guy, if Drake ain't paying you, why do you lean that much in that direction? And I was like, huh?
And nah, they ain't asking why do you lean in there? Why do you glaze so much? Ain't no why do I lean. Like, don't use these words just to suit what you trying to say. Ain't no why you lean. There's a difference between leaning in a direction and going super hard like you part of the damn battle. Cause you was acting like you had a personal issue. Cause maybe Kendrick don't fuck with you and maybe you feel some type of way about that. And maybe they don't fuck with you and you feel some type of way about that. So you decided you had to throw yourself on the sword for Drake. It is what it is. Now, if you're doing that, this is why the questions come up. Why? Why? You see how that works? Why are you doing it? So, yeah.
I've never gotten paid. Like, the people who I've defended the most, I've never gotten paid from. Now I have my platform benefit, yeah, of course. But, again, like, we don't do pay for play. Buy my opinion, I've always said, the moment you can buy my opinion, I don't matter. The moment you could buy my opinion, I don't matter. Y'all seen Lil Baby was one of my favorite artists. He was my top 3 artists. The nigga dissed me on his album, and I just had to do it. I went on a whole campaign against him. I didn't want to do that. But that's integrity. That's morals.
What?
This nigga talking about integrity. This nigga talking about morals. You? Man, we done seen and heard it all, bruh. Integrity and morals. Integrity and morals. This guy has spun so many narratives that even after they've been false, he continues to allow them to move through the circuit. It's insane. Like, do we even have to bring up that page that you pretend doesn't exist when bad things happen? You act like you have no control over it. This Akademiks page that you allow people to run false narratives and never correct. How many narratives have we seen on there that have been detrimental and super disrespectful to both artists and people around them, people that have been dragged into this situation from that page with no correction, no editorial integrity, no code of ethics, nothing. But you have the nerve to sit here and talk about integrity and morals? My nigga, get all the way the fuck out of here, bro. What we on, man?
That was something that I was a little taken aback by because I couldn't believe it. And I think Dave Free's a very intelligent guy. I couldn't believe he thought that I was getting paid to maybe have the opinions or the POV that I have.
Why would he think that? Who knows? We would never know, huh?
Like, I could be a pawn for Drake or anybody else.
Bro.
You think Drake shows you love?
Yeah, Drake showed me a lot of love.
What do you want? What do you want?
You DM that nigga for tickets to a concert. He 21 Savage had to get you up.
He didn't see it. He didn't see it.
Yo, Akademiks dip from my life, man. Real talk, man.
I would never like it.
Drake literally used you this entire battle, bro. You can't be the only one that doesn't see this, bro. Like, it can't be, nah, bro. You can't be this delusional, dog.
That just wouldn't happen. Nevertheless, there was some good conversations. I got Anthony's contact, and hopefully, you know, I told him, I said, listen, throughout the battle, we probably definitely came off very biased, not only because I like Drake and he's my favorite rapper, And anytime my favorite rapper is going against another person, if he's my favorite rapper, I'm gonna say my favorite rapper is gonna win.
And again, these are our excuses. These are our pleas. These are cop-outs to hide and put all this divisive shit that you did, everything you said, every time you were disrespectful, not just to Kendrick, but to that camp. And for you to sit here and say it's because you wanted your favorite artist to win, we ain't buying that bullshit, bro.
But you guys lost communications with us at that time because you, again, whether I preferred Drake or not, if you choose to not clear anything up, like today we're talking, they mentioned a few things I didn't know. But when you choose not to involve yourself in clarifying the narrative gets written without you. It always happens like that. I'm in the media. I know how it goes. So, hopefully, my stance.
So he basically trying to say that they was supposed to come to him every time there was some bullshit spewed out. They got to come to him to fight the narrative. Get them all the way the fuck out of here, man. Get this nigga off my screen, man. What I'm going to say is the one thing that really pissed me off about this, and I'm not going to lie, it kind of got me upset, was the way that it ended. Now, this is not to say that I wanted... Hold on. Okay, wait. Let me take that back. Because I was about to say, this is not to say that I wanted them to, like, do more. Maybe, like, a little, a little light one. No, listen. No, in all seriousness, the thing that I didn't like about this is I understand. If you approach somebody, you check them, whatever, you got to understand, like, you get no points for slapping Akademiks. If we really be honest here. You get no points for getting violent. You get no points for just losing your cool and going off on him. Now, although a lot of people may say he deserves it, sometimes it's not worth it because we all know what people like Akademiks, how they maneuver. They will talk that shit like they ready for that shit. And when that shit happens, they will call the cops.
If Ak ever goes down, y'all all go down with me because I hold no secrets for nobody.
It's like Michael Blackson when he came through with the CD and he was talking all that shit. And as soon as he got checked for it, I'm just a bitch ass nigga. I just say bitch ass nigga. Yeah.
Man, you better get your hostile black ass out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, please. Oh, please. Shit, don't hit me. Don't hit me. Please, it's John Blaze. I can get jiggy with you. Get your ass out of here. I'm just a bitch ass nigga. Don't hit me, please. I'm coming.
That's how you got to look at this. Because it's no reason to crash out over somebody you know don't deserve that and won't give you back the same energy. It's like him call the cops. I'm just a bitch ass nigga. Yes. That's what it is. So I was a little bit disappointed, not saying that they should have done something. I was disappointed at we exchanged numbers. We're gonna get in contact. That part disappointed me because to me, the way I look at it, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself and how I would maneuver in this situation. Once you talk the way you talk, once you say the things that you said, once you bring that kind of energy to all this stuff, it's over. You feel me? Maybe I won't slap the shit out of you. Maybe I won't do no bullshit. Like I won't go off. I won't crash out. But ain't no we exchanging numbers and hit me up sometime and we'll talk about it. We'll work together. No, f that. Ain't none of that shit, bro. Akademiks sat here and cop pleas the whole entire time. But let's not make no mistake about it. Akademiks has said some very disrespectful shit. Again, I want y'all to see because Akademiks has been dodging accountability. And this whole entire spiel of him sitting here and talking about this shit shows you how much accountability he has ran away from, and it shows you exactly how he does it. He said all this shit and pretended he had nothing to do with anything. He has his Akademiks page, which continues to spew bullshit, and he never ever takes accountability for it. It's always, I have a guy that does this. I have a guy that my guy that, he be going crazy. Bro, it's your page. Your name is attached to it. Look at the narrative that he tried to spew. Like, look at these things. Look, here we go. DJ Akademiks exposes Compton's Kendrick Lamar for being fake militant rapper. Akademiks says K-Dot is more like Eminem than Tupac. Akademiks talks about how Kendrick Lamar used the Bay Area sound when he made the diss track Not Like Us. Akademiks wants to know, does K-Dot need to give back to them since he's not from the area? Akademiks checks Kendrick Lamar. We don't want to hear you talk about Drake no more. Address why you're in bed with the NFL after you were on the side of Colin Kaepernick years ago. Like, the digging is crazy. Video of angry hip hop fan goes viral after he calls Kendrick hypocrite Lamar. Akademiks goes in on Kendrick Lamar for being fake right. Like you could find so many different clips of this man trying to spread narratives and talking shit about Kendrick. And you want to get offended when somebody asks if you getting paid? Akademiks joking about Kendrick's trauma, about being interrogated about his cousin SAing him. Absolutely disgusting. Y'all remember this? Check this out.
I guess his family thought somebody stuck their finger up his booty hole or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck going on here? I remember looking in the mirror, knowing I was gifted. Only child, me for 7 years. Everything was for Christmas. Family ties. They accused my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't. Yo, Kendrick's still really traumatized by that nigga like finger fucking him like that.
You see what I mean? But now when people in front of you and they checking your ass, now it's on both sides. Both sides. I can't believe he would insinuate that I got paid for this. I can't believe that. It's on both sides, brother. You see what I mean? Like, you can always go back and look at this shit. So all this shit you talking about how you don't do this and you don't do that, and you know, you're media, you know, and this and that, Drake is my favorite rapper. For you to do all this, bro, shit is crazy. And this shit goes on. Akademiks calls out hip-hop media for the lack of nuance in covering Kendrick using bots throughout the rap beef. This is your page. This is your guy. Listen, man, the campaign is obviously visible and we can see what's going on, bro. So, yes, you weaseled your way out of this. That was a light check, bro. This is a light check, and maybe it should serve as a lesson for you. When you think shit all good, it may not be. And it's probably a blessing that you ran into Dave Free and Ant at the show and not somebody else somewhere else. Because I can guarantee you and tell you that it might be somebody else who not on none of that shit and don't want to hear none of that shit that you gotta say. They don't want to hear that brother talk. They don't want to hear that it's on both sides. They don't want to hear that it's your fucking favorite rapper. So, move with caution, my guy. This was a very close call for you because obviously you knew that this shit would have went down and that's why you got humble. You turned from Lil Act to humble act. Big Akademiks got real small quick, man. That's all I'm gonna say about it, man. Shout out to y'all for hanging out with me, man. Listen, if you like this content and you want to subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. You already know what it is, man. It helps these videos get out there by sharing and commenting and hitting the like button. You already know what it is. Your boy Goods, BigZoeTV. Let's go.
Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.